Welcome back, Rebels, to University Speaks for our final show of the semester. I'm Maria Dibut.
And I'm Anthony Ramos. Thank you for joining us. At the start of our season, we talked about how different, daring, and diverse UNLV students can be. Now we're at the end of the year, where finals are the last milestone towards graduation.
Listen, Anthony, I am ready to walk across that stage, but I'm also very excited to start my career.
Oh yeah, I'm excited that work, tests, and everything else are going to be done. But
yep.
The career is definitely
it's there.
The next step. It's the segue.
UNLV Graduate College is looking to the future of Southern Nevada with their inaugural President Innovation Challenge. The winners, Team and Sanjay's, took home $25,000 for their small innovation that packs a big punch. Their design of stackable microgreen grow boxes uses a sustainable approach to gardening. With the prize money, the group is able to expand their project and provide a more renewable future for Southern Nevada.
58 students in the nation were awarded the Harry S. Truman Scholarship, and one was from right here in Vegas. UNLV junior Kelsey Matthews received $30,000 for a graduate study at an institution of their choice and will gain access to exclusive professional development opportunities.
All of these accomplishments by UNLV students shows how resilient our Rebels can be. But there are also many challenges that come with being a full-time college student. Yeah, between school, families, and jobs, students often have to juggle the stimulating life of college. Our reporter Jelani Watts has more.
Getting a degree and making it to graduation is a milestone achievement for students. But for many, it's not easy to get there. Students have jobs outside of class that are actively taking away from their studies. There are only so many hours in the day, and they can either go to learning in the classroom or putting food on the table. Whether they're working on or off campus, student employees are more common than many people think. According to the Greenspun Advising Office at UNLV, it seems that the number of workers has grown only recently.
I feel like the amount of students that come in, even as freshmen, who are working part-time, even like full-time, a lot more common than it was even in like 2019, 2018.
Time management is a necessity for all students. Knowing the most valuable ways to spend time throughout the day can go a long way towards their future success.
I feel like it's going well so far, but I always feel like it could be better if I were better prepared, if I could dedicate more time to my research and things like that. So I definitely wish that there were more hours in the day, but because we can only fit 24 into one day, I wish that I didn't have the financial necessity to work as much as I do so that I could increase the amount of time that I put into my studies.
As inflation only continues to rise across the country, college students are ultimately paying the price. There's a constant pressure to meet so many obligations, and it's all just so they can survive.
And not even just students, but just young adults are expected to do so much. You have to work, you have to make money, maybe you can barely make enough to afford rent, and then you also have to get an education so that you can get a better job, and that education costs a lot of money. If we can find a better way to help people balance these on more of an economic level, it can really start to help students out on an academic level.
This is Jelani Watts, signing off for University Speaks.
CSUN elected Unity as their 52nd executive board for the upcoming school year. After being sworn into office, reporter Mia Nakamura spoke with Unity for more information about who they are and their upcoming plans for UNLV.
The Consolidated Students at UNLV, or better known as CSUN, has a mission to empower the voice of the undergraduate student population by providing resources to enhance the student experience and help build a community on campus.
Here on the third floor of the Student Union is where CSUN has their office. And a little fun fact about CSUN, they just elected their new executive board called Unity. And what is Unity? Well, let's go take a look.
Isaac Hernandez, Diana Melchor, and Jesse Walsh are the new faces for CSUN's 52nd executive board. The three of them are collectively known as Unity. Here is the president, Isaac Hernandez, explaining why he chose Diana as his vice president and Jesse as his Senate president.
With Diana, it was diversity in ideas, the way that we think. With Jesse, it was diversity in, the ages that a typical college student would be. And I think that we do need that fair representation within student government if we have a large number of individuals on campus that aren't your typical traditional students.
Throughout the campaign, Unity had a mission statement that brought them to the top.
We have a very diverse campus. It's something that we market to all of incoming students, and it's something that I wear with pride. But at the end of the day, it's great to have diversity, but what we really need to go forward is unity.
If you would like to follow Unity and how they are going to make a difference within UNLV, visit their Instagram at unity.unlv. This is Mia Nakamura reporting for University Speaks.
While we might not be here next semester, but I'm excited to see how Unity accomplishes their goals as an alumni.
Well, Maria, there will always be time to catch up with UNLV, especially when there are different sporting events to attend. Let's toss it over to Dom with our Rebel Roundup.
Thank you guys, and welcome back to the final installment of the semester for Rebel Roundup. It's a bit of a somber feeling here for the last edition of this segment before the summer, but let's end off with a bang and get you all on your merry way to summer vacay. Now let's get things started, shall we, and let's go play in the dirt. The dirt at Bristol Motor Speedway, that is, where the Food City Dirt Race was held for the second consecutive year. The race, plagued by rain delays and red flags. However, on the final lap, Chase Briscoe in his number 14 and Tyler Reddick in his number 8 were racing for the win when they came together and spun, leaving Las Vegas native Kyle Rowdy Busch to take a bow under the lights in lieu of his 60th NASCAR Cup Series victory.
You know, the final corner there was chaos ensued, I guess, and then we were able to make it through and steal a win, back into one. So, you know, feels good to get one here in this next-gen race car. Feels good to win on dirt. A lot of caveats.
Now let's just hit the hardwood and talk about the UNLV Runnin' Rebels. Now the Runnin' Rebels announced their signing class for next season, including one Las Vegas local. West Virginia transfer and former Bishop Gorman standout Isaiah Cottrell highlights UNLV's signing class after averaging 4.2 points per game and grabbing 2.8 boards per game as a Mountaineer. Cottrell joins former Ole Miss forward Luis Rodriguez, Oklahoma Sooners guard E.J. Harkless, Jackie Johnson as well of Duquesne University, and Colorado College guard Eli Parquette. Now on to the Lady Rebels. The city of Las Vegas honored the team, coached by Las Vegas native and Stanford alumni Lindy LaRocque, in April to commemorate their 2022 Mountain West Championship. It is worth noting, Coach LaRocque just wrapped up her second season as head coach, so the future definitely seems bright for the UNLV Lady Rebels program. Now let's get to the frozen water athletics, aka hockey. The Golden Knights' tumultuous season has finally come to an end, and for the first time in franchise history, there will be no playoff hockey for the VGK. 7 players have expiring deals this offseason, including one of the Golden Misfits in Riley Smith, 2021 trade deadline acquisition Matthias Janmark, and Chandler Stevenson, to name a few. It will be an interesting offseason to watch for sure, so come back in the fall for a rundown on the VGK's moves.
Not much to say, it is what it is. We can find ourselves some excuses as much as we want. There's no, we shouldn't have any excuse really. I think we had the chance to get in the playoff, and the other teams kept giving us chances as well, and we just took advantage. We didn't earn the right to be there, and that's why we're not there too.
We like what we have here. Everyone feels strongly that we have what it takes. We've proven it a couple years in a row. Got off track a little bit this year, but you know, a long off season now to for the first time in a little while here to work on what we feel we need as individuals to perform next year, and you know, that part of it could be exciting if you look at it the right way.
Well, that's all we got for you before summer break. Have a great summer, or hags if you want to deal with the whole yearbook vibe. Let's send it back to campus.
Now onto our entertainment. The Rebel Girls and Company Dance team became the first co-ed national premier hip-hop team to win the World Championship. They won the gold against runner-ups from Team England and Team Mexico. The Rebel Girls and Company were one of the 3 U.S. teams who competed at the competition.
UNLV Performing Arts Center announced the 2022-2023 46th season lineup with the return of many audience favorites. The season kicks off with flamenco composer and guitarist Antonio Rey, who won the 2020 Latin Grammy for Best Flamenco Album.
Other comebacks for the season include the Montreal guitar trio Mengzu and Emmanuel X. Subscription ticket packages are only available through June 30, with packages ranging from $120 to $201 for all performances. Tickets are available through pac.unlv.edu or at the PAC box office from 12 to 6 p.m.
Another group on campus is celebrating their culture for Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Our reporter Caitlin Bustamante has the story.
UNLV FASA, the Filipinx American Student Association, is working hard on their 2nd annual Filipinx Cultural Night. Let's take a look. PCN is a cultural showcase dedicated to sharing Filipino culture through traditional song, dance, and an original script written by UNLV film student Ace Mangapit.
So the name of the series PCN production is Barkada, which essentially means a group of friends in Tagalog. Barkada is a coming-of-age story about our main character, Angelo, learning more about his own Filipino identity, and after the death of his mom, he goes out of his way to learn more about his culture and identity through his helping put on the school's first ever Filipinx Cultural Festival. And through that, he learns more about himself, his identity, and he also makes some new friends along the way that help him discover who he is.
FASA hopes to share Filipino culture to a broader audience and tell a Filipino story made by Filipino students.
We all have joined FASA to learn more about our culture or to meet new people to create those memories and bonds that could potentially last a lifetime.
I think that's another goal of what PCN's about. It's a chance for us to tell our stories on our own grounds.
Even if you're not Filipino or Asian or Pacific Islander, if you're some other ethnic background, I feel like this story can resonate with a lot of people.
Follow at UNLV PCN on Instagram to stay up to date. And be sure to watch the film when it's released on UNLV FASA's YouTube channel this summer. Reporting for University Speaks, I'm Caitlin Bustamante.
There are so many different organizations on campus that sometimes it's hard to keep track of everything.
Whenever I need a break from school or just life in general, I like to find a place to sit and have something to eat. Our reporter Lena Atut found that there's more to UNLV's dining than many have yet to discover. Here's the story.
UNLV has a lot of amazing food options on campus, but did you know we have a full-service dining restaurant? I'm here at the Hospitality Capstone Lunch, and I'm here to get a sneak peek. The UNLV Hospitality Food and Beverage students complete a lunch or dinner capstone in order to graduate, where they operate a full-service restaurant on campus. Professor Aziz Sultani has been teaching this class for 25 years and says that his goal is to get the students real business and restaurant experience while in college.
They open a restaurant from scratch, everything related to that theme. So, for example, today is Mediterranean theme. And from the beginning of the semester until today, the management team with 5 or 6 people, depending how many students we have in the class, they work towards this project. And we're open to public, and they test basically their knowledge and what they've learned throughout the semester.
The meals consist of 3 courses, an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert, and usually cost anywhere from $12 to $15 for all 3 courses.
We offer these classes, several sections every semester. We do this particular semester, we offer 2, usually 3 lunches and 3 dinners. So the dinners are at the Stan Fulton building, the lunches are here.
The restaurant even features a full bar and choice of alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages. For more information, visit the UNLV Hospitality Capstone website.
Seems like there are always new places to eat around campus. What's been your go-to place around here?
So, okay. is just recently added, I think at the beginning of last semester. It's called the Chicken Shack. It's right across from the Student Union.
Yes.
So good. And the thing is, they're like a chain, but there's only 2 or 3 locations in the entire city.
Yeah. So it's, I love that we have it right here, steps away from us.
And they have a pretty big menu too. Like there's quite a bit that
I've
you
heard.
can
I
actually
still
eat there.
haven't been, but I've heard it's really good.
You gotta go.
Yeah,
You gotta
I know.
go.
I know. Well, there's another place that you'll have to consider called Mr. Fry's. I got the chance to stop by for a fry. One of the aspects that makes UNLV such a special university are all the local food restaurants that surround it. And the newest addition to it is Mr. Fry's. With more than 10 locations around the country and 2 in Las Vegas, Mr. Fry's brings a delicious twist to how we indulge on fries. From seafood options to steak, Mr. Fry's has a way to get into the hearts and bellies of locals and UNLV students. One of our very own Lady Rebels, Jade Thomas, has left her mark on Mr. Fry's by being the first woman to partner up with the business and have a plate named after her.
I was one of the first girls to enter the store, and the owner was there, of course, so like we got to know each other, and it was like there's like a good interaction. So then he reached out to me on Instagram, and he was like, now that like we have NIL and all the deals, he was like, since you're one of the first girls that like ever came in, would you like to work with us? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And then originally we weren't allowed to have like dishes after us, like because like part of like the paying part, like we weren't allowed to do that yet. But then finally like, oh, we got through. So now he's like, I would love if you like had a dish. So I was like, absolutely.
Mr. Fry's Man is located in Flamingo Road, open 7 days a week, and if you're a UNLV student, definitely go check it out. What do you think?
I think I want some fries.
Yes. Listen, they're really good, okay? And they have like a little bit of everything. So if you want to like
And you didn't bring me some.
No, I didn't. No. But that's okay. I'll take you next time.
Please do. I love fries.
Well, Anthony, this is the wrapping of our show, but also of our time as hosts, as University Speak. And I want to ask you about your experience here at University Speaks, but at UNLV as a whole.
Well, for starters, let me just say this. Every time I've been here, it is freezing. But that's okay. It is more fun than anything I've ever done in college. I wasn't really big on joining clubs in my freshman and sophomore year, which is, you know, focus on work. But now that I've done University Speaks, if I was still here, it's something that I would continue to do.
Of course.
Made a lot of friends, had a lot of fun, learned a lot, most importantly.
Of course.
How about you? What is your next step after leaving here?
Well, I currently work at a local news station for an entertainment show.
Nice.
And I do want to end up doing entertainment. That is my goal. It's what I love, and it makes me the happiest. And I'm very grateful that UNLV taught me everything that I need, all the skills that I need to go into the real world. And being able to do this and expand myself the way that I have because of UNLV and doing University Speaks and involving myself in this place. And I am very grateful for all my professors and all the people I've come across. And just doing this.
You couldn't have said it better. 'Cause I also work at a news station, and let me tell you, it's seeing the lineup between coming from UNLV to actually being in the real world. It's really similar. UNLV is definitely the place. Definitely the place.
Well, thank you so much. And that's all the time we have for our show. Be sure to follow all of our social medias to stay up to date with news around our campus. I'm Maria Dibut.
And I'm Anthony Ramos. Thank you for watching.